Alright. Let's do some Genshin Impact. Because I believe the new event involving Yelan has gone live. I'm gonna try again right now. Ugh. Is that my internet? It is slow. No, my internet's great. Weird. I gotta do the new... Today's the last day to do the summer event. Summer is here, and on your way to Yinglong War for tea, you and Paimon run into Yelan. Alright, so let's do some... Let's visit our pal Yelan. We haven't done that in a hot minute. So I finally... one off. Yeah, there's something going. So one of my favorite series growing up, there you go, was Venture Brothers. Jackson Public and Doc Hammer are straight up geniuses. And the show started out as a superhero Johnny Quest style, like mock cartoon. But escalated into one of the most lore-dense...
My guiding stars! Here goes! Oof! Look out below! It's Justice O'Clock! Headbutt! Zip! Charge! Volcano Kablam!
Forget it.
And after 7 really phenomenal seasons, season 1 was fun, but I think it's the weakest season, because once they really figured out what they wanted to do with the show, like, it showed. They stepped up in such a huge way in terms of storytelling. And Adult Swim, and, you know, just David Zaslav and Warner Brothers in general. Suck and canceled the show, but God bless those 2 crazy maniacs, the 2 main writers. They
Why me? Headbutt. Hi.
Still breathing.
Not now. Kapow! Let her rip! Why me?
So anyway, God bless those 2 creators, because they locked in and gave us a movie to end the show. And it's they said it's only a small fraction of what would have been the final season. But seriously, I could probably make a... This is not here. What is this? This has never been here before. I come here all the time for this.
Show me your move. Hey.
Let's ride. Shine down. Torn to oblivion.
Show me your move. Everyone hold hands. Yeah.
Illusion shattered.
I see everything.
That was quick.
Come here all the time. I've never seen this area before. Is this a new... Was this added in the last update, maybe? Oh, is this, the... I'm trying to decide the box. I'm deciding whether I should take the box lungs to Jushin. He's always working hard. I don't need to be eating properly. Have you two still not made up? These were the people from... in Netflix. So these people are from Not Cry. He lied to us for over a decade. That's not something you forgive and forget. He needs to apologize at least another 3 times. I don't see your kid anywhere. And there's him over at the dock. Please complete your harbor entry registration. Passengers will be taken care of by the Flower Feather Clan. I never imagined a simple harbor would be so well prepared. Out there on the waves, I wasn't sure what to do if we made landfall. I can't thank you enough. The situation in Nod Cry is far from stable. It looks like we finally found a place where we can breathe easy. You should thank the Pyro Archon. It was she who talked to the Flower Feather clan's elders and arranged to establish this little harbor. You might want to thank Mr. Jushin too. He provided us with a wealth of information and I cried no small amount of advice on how to set up the harbor. So they just set up a little mini harbor to ferry people up to the Flower Feather clan. Okay. It's a very small harbor, as most of the harbors in Genshin are. Lumine, it's been a while. I hope you and Neff are doing alright. What exactly are you doing? After the mess was resolved, the Pyro Archon decided to establish a simple harbor here in response to the situation in the north. This way there's a convenient place to welcome people coming in from Not Cry. After everything you did for me, I want to face up to my actions and try and do something good. So I came here to help with people in similar circumstances. And the Fatui never came looking for me. The Flower Feather clan has been helping me keep an eye out. Doesn't look like they plan on doing many harm. I imagine Not Cry has given them enough trouble. Perhaps everything happened here boiled down to the recklessness of her subordinates, and Marion herself couldn't care less. So this is a boat from Not Cry. It kind of looks like a really beat up ship from Fontaine. Actually, no, this all looks new. This doesn't look like a reused asset. I don't think I've ever seen that purple chunky gear. Alright. So there's just a Not Cry vessel now. So it's, hey, people of Not Cry, which is probably going to be up in here. Go down this way. Oh. Go down this way. And dock just south of Ochkan, north of Tegualapan Bay. They'll feather you up to the Flower Feather clan or the Master of the Night Winds into the main city. Alright. And this looks like it's actually a good shipping off point to get over here. To the, Easy Breeze Holiday Resort. Tanuk. The land of Tanuk. Alright. Cool. How are my characters doing? Alright, we're almost done with Baressa. Still have an Effa.
Add Astra. Thank you for Add Astra.
Should probably... Alright, let's switch to a different party. And head off on this quest. Yingling Wharf is one of the only true ports in town. I watched an unnecessarily long video about how trade in Genshin Impact makes no sense. About how we know Dormant Port exists and mainly handles trade with Nezhnaya, so there's nowhere really, like, what does Liyue Harbor trade with? Do they trade with Inazuma? Because Inazuma was closed off for years. So who were the people of Liyue Harbor trading with? We know Wanshu Inn is a major hub where traders rest, even though there's no point of rest there. They trade with Qingxi Village and bring stuffs up to Yingling Wharf. Or, sorry. Xiaoying Village. And the only port is this tiny little dock right there. So the question is, how do ships bring stuff here? Everything in Mondstadt has to be by land, from Springvale to Dawn Winery to the city, up to Dormant Port. Liyue Harbor, I would assume, has like maybe a path down here to Port Ormos, but Port Ormos has no direct path up to the city because this river is too thin, too shallow, covered in stuff. So Sumeru City has no easy access of trade. It's a mess. It was like an hour-long video that I unnecessarily watched about trade. They also made a video about just transportation and how travel in Genshin is a nightmare. Alright, oh, there's Yelan.
Wait, the person drinking tea over there. Isn't that Yelan? Oh, looks like she's having some kind of tea party with friends. We're just in time.
Wait, something's not right. There are eyes on this place and not the friendly kind.
Well, Officer Edler, after all that work, I think we've got them this time. Might take a few days to wrap up things in the field. In the meantime,
She's
I
being
think
watched.
you've earned yourself a break.
Much appreciated, Miss Yelan. 13 strongholds. One thieving weasel after another. We rounded up so many people, you almost start to hope a few were innocent, just to balance it out. I'm just glad we finally took down these crooks. Anyway, I'm gonna drop in on that old classmate of mine in Xiaoying Village and reminisce about old times.
Don't forget to take some tea and dim sum back to your friends at the Maison Gardiennat.
Didn't we meet her when we were in here before? Okay, we're actively being spied on. Looks like by a Fontanian.
Oh, looks like Yelan's friend left. Paimon kinda wanted to meet her.
Ah, another pleasant surprise. Traveler, Paimon, take a seat. Excuse me, a pot of your finest Yunlai white tea, if you would. And 2 more place settings. Now, judging by that expression, I assume you came over to ask about the 2 spies that were just watching us.
Yeah.
Spies? What spies? There were spies around here just now?
two of them were up to no good. They eavesdropped on your conversation with your Fontanian friend.
More than that, I'm sure. I bet they already sent someone to tail Officer Edler. Anything to foil our operation.
Ooh, so you're tracking down some criminals? They've got some nerve spying on you like that. Pretty bold if you ask Paimon.
Well, those tend to be the kinds of cases that cross my desk. If I could leave it to someone else, I would. I could have been on vacation right now.
If you had to handle it yourself, it sounds pretty serious.
Mora laundering, to the tune of 10 figures and counting.
Laundry? What does that have to do with Mora? And who are these figures? There are 10 of them?
Wait, what? To the tune of 10 feet. Oh, Paimon.
In layman's terms, a certain merchant in Fontaine possesses a large amount of Mora obtained through illicit means. But it's easy to get caught when you're moving that kind of cash. So, you cover your tracks, create a front to avoid detection, and what do you know? Your illegal Mora now looks completely legit. And this merchant's front of choice? Fine art and antique auctioneering. He buys goods from all over Tevat, brings them back to Fontaine, and rebrands them as pieces of fine art, driving up their price in the process. Then, when the items go to auction, he buys them up at their inflated price with his own illicit funds.
Yep.
And through
That's
this
how you clean money.
exchange, this process allows him to legitimize his illicit wealth.
That's why I
He even
keep
launders Mora for
mine
other
simpler.
criminals as
I
well.
just
A business which earned
buy a
him the
nail
title,
salon,
the Dark
do a simple cash
Financier.
business, right? I'm guessing some of his collectibles are from
That's
Liyue.
to be expected, I suppose. In Chenyu Vale, you can get your hands on exquisite antiques without breaking the bank. Tea sets, porcelain, jade, statues, all easily marketed as pieces of fine art. Liyue goods being used in illicit underground schemes poses a real threat to our trade standing in the long run. So, instead of getting to enjoy my long-awaited vacation in Fontaine, it's back to work for me.
Okay. Paimon thinks she gets it now. It's like moving Mora from one hand to the other. In other words, just
Yes.
disguising where it originally came from.
You basically
If you
summed
know
up
what
it.
this merchant is up to, shouldn't it be pretty easy to catch him? You go to the auction, wait for him to appear, then
Not a bad plan, Paimon. If you were the mastermind behind this whole scheme.
Oh, yeah.
You'd send someone else there.
You wouldn't want to be. No, wait! Even if Paimon turned bad, the Traveler would never. Oh. Even if you track down the goods, if this dark financier guy isn't the one doing.
It's not just a matter of who's at the auction. Tracking down the goods is already complicated enough. So the most logical course is you start small. You find someone you can follow behind all the smoke screens, who'll lead you straight back to the dark financier himself.
You wanted them to overhear your conversation?
Well, wait. So you were just pretend?
Right you are, Trap. Working with the Millilith and Officer Edler, we managed to launch attacks on all of the Dark Financier's strongholds. Those spies just now were his most important agents. The two people he trusts to have direct
One's Fontani, the
contact
other
with
one
him.
looks
The
Sumeru?
first is Corday, a senior member of the Fontaine Antique Association, in charge of auctioning off
Yep.
the goods. And the other is Dodamani, a ship owner
Fun
from
name,
Sumeru
Dodamani.
and longtime cargo trader. They're under pressure to salvage the situation. They think keeping tabs on Officer Edler will allow them to operate under her radar. But little do they know, while their attention's fixed on her, I'll be secretly gathering the intel that's gonna bring them crashing down. So, interested in coming along for the ride? I'm curious how
Yeah.
you take to this line of work. Could be some potential there.
Getting to work with Yelan?
Yeah.
I'm in.
We kind of stumbled into this whole thing, but now we're a part. Let's do it! For Yelan!
I admire your self. Let me be the one to look out for your self-interests then. Namely, your payment. Getting started is always the hardest part, but luckily, I have a lead. The Dark Financier's crew is even more on
Okay.
guard than usual. So our best bet is to do some counter-surveillance to get on the right track.
The best
And I
thing would
think
be
I
is
know
if this
just
somehow
the
has to
place to
do with
start.
Pantalone.
Let's head northeast and see if I'm right.
Ooh, counter surveillance point. Oh, they don't unlock for another 11 hours. Alright, well, I guess we'll do, one mini stream of this today and one mini stream of this tomorrow.
May I present?
Robot maid.
All right, let's start our investigation here.
You follow Yelan through an uninhabited region in the northeast of Chenyu Vale. With Yelan's help, you find a covert location from which to scout the beach. But you don't see any members of the Dark Financier's crew, nor anything suspicious about the area.
So, we can all agree this is just a normal stretch of wilderness, right?
Have some
Paimon doesn't
patience,
see any
Paimon.
bad guys to nab around here.
Well, it didn't take long for you to understand our role here, Traveler. Thinking like a top... Like I said, we need to start small. If we want to track down the man himself, our best bet is to start with his goods. And to do that, locating his
Turtle.
hidden stronghold is imperative. Which brings us to why we're here. Pretty good vantage point from up here, don't you think?
Huh, guess so. Paimon can see the
It's a lighthouse. The Millilith use it to monitor the situation at sea. In addition, the flashing of the light can also serve as a means of communication.
Gotcha.
Oh? Let's hear it.
Spying on the Millilith helps with their operations. The perfect spot for counter-surveillance. It helps them avoid dangerous routes when transporting their goods.
Not too far. The Millilith maintain an impeccable level of security in Chenyu Vale through consistent patrolling. This location offers a perfect vantage point to observe their lighthouse signals and deduce their patterns of behavior, which is a huge help if you... So we should be able to find traces of the...
Oh, okay.
It's simple. Just take this forensic imaging device and
Gotcha. That's a camera. It's a special photography device used in investigations. Hey, turtles.
Well,
I'm
remember,
ready to
an
investigate.
eye for detail.
You head to the investigation area. A photo of the area. Marked in this fire will look fresh. Someone was cooking not a few days ago. A small raised mound. The waves catch some of the loose soil. There's clearly something buried underneath. The ship is in an odd position, like it's been used recently. Oh yeah, the ship's been reversed. Alright. Let's go dig up that
some good finds. Whatever door this key opens could be critical to the investigation. And this carrier pigeon tube contains several coded messages.
Huh.
Cute.
So there really is evidence around. What if the Millilith noticed them spot?
These objects suggest the Dark Financier scouts were likely disguised as fishermen. All they'd need to do is come up with a believable excuse, like needing a place to rest. The Millilith can't...
Fair.
Paimon can just see their smug faces
The good
getting
news
away with
is
something.
they
Not
should
to
help us move
mention,
forward.
the traces on these objects are fresh, which means the scout here is still active, so we need to stay vigilant. We can't let the...
Yelan takes an elaborate set of tools to create an exact replica of the key encoded message. Oh my god. That's
I had a hunch
intense.
this area was being used as a lookout. And any ideas?
Nope. But they're definitely transmitting messages, and the carrier pigeon can only fly so fast.
Spot on again, traveler. Looks like you don't need anyone to hold. Given a carrier pigeon's speed, the two locations should be close enough to deliver messages quickly.
What was the,
That means the base we're
Cher
looking for
Ami?
should be within a certain
I
radius.
think it was Cher Ami, right?
Ruling out
The
areas
pigeon?
within line of sight of the lighthouse.
Yeah, the
as well
most
as places
famous
with a lot of
war
foot
hero
traffic.
messenger pigeon,
just
Cher Ami,
leaves
meaning dear
The
friend,
shallows to the north
was a
of Mount
pigeon used
Yuen?
in World War One.
That certainly sounds plausible. You have the cover of the mountains and the advantage of
He
hiding
delivered a
right under
message alerting the
authorities'
American
noses.
forces to the Lost Battalion.
Well, our
Even
next
though he was
destination
shot
is
and lost a
decided
leg,
then.
he still delivered a
Let's go.
message. And he was, after he passed away, he was taxidermied. And the only reason I know about Cherami, I mean, I am a random history nerd, so I do like learning random history facts. But the reason I know about Cherami is because
Accelerating.
Cherami is originally from New Jersey, and we learned about him growing up in New Jersey. He's kind of a New Jersey legend. He grew up in, or he was, the pigeon itself is from, are we directly underneath Celestia still? Yep. Monmouth, New Jersey, which is where a lot of my cousins lived. My dad's younger brother and his 6 kids. I always have to count. I always forget how good Fontaine looks. You have to wonder, where is the source of water in Fontaine? Where's all this water coming from? There have to be like underwater springs filtering the water back up. Lumideus Harbor. Is that Lumideus? Yeah, Lumideus. And I'm still wondering when eventually we're going to go there to the tallest mountain in Fontaine. Looks like a broken crate, a buried ship.
And nothing out of the ordinary here either.
The more normal it looks, the more could be
That's right.
hiding.
The evidence could be even... All right.
Okay, lantern on the tree. Broken crate. Pieces of a crate They look new. Buried boat. Oh, let's do the lantern. Lamp hanging from a tree. That rock's also moved. Ooh, footprints. Oh, those are my footprints. Never mind. Dang it. Got it. Numerous footprints.
This must be it! The secret base where they stash their goods.
Well, well. Looks like you tracked it down in no time at all. I see your potential as a solo field agent. Now, time to test out the key. This isn't their home turf, so I doubt they had time to set more traps. I'll take it from here. The last thing we want is to leave traces behind in there. Caution is that you two keep a lookout.
You got it! This is a first for us, but the Traveler can do good.
I trust Yelan's
Good point.
timing. Playable Yelan. Noticing this, Yelan covers her hands with a thin sheen of hydro. She can touch items in the space without leaving traces, because the water will vaporize.
All right, that's done. I've noted the
Wow.
features of all the porcelain. We need to keep a lookout for these
Wow! That was fast! You must do the.
Now, we wait.
That's a cool power. Yelan can basically make hydro gloves so she doesn't leave fingerprints.
I'll continue to conduct surveillance in the area. Keep tabs on the situation. Once his two lackeys move the goods, we can shift our focus.
Got it! Wait, and then.
This whole time, Officer Edler has been leading her two stalkers on a wild goose chase around Chaoying Village. One, not to mention our operation has already put them under extreme pressure. So let's meet back up at Yelan Wharf in 2 days.
Oh, okay. Bing. Bong. figure that out later.
Well, it's been 2 days. Let's go meet up with Yelan.
This is the last two.
Ooh! Paimon's getting excited!
Who's our target this time?
I do really like her outfit.
Take it easy.
I have 1,200 sitting there. I need 1,350 for that. The only three I've ever bought were Ningguang, Ganyu, and Klee. Like, I think she's good, but this outfit's really good. Same with that. That outfit's phenomenal. This outfit is very pretty. Not my favorite, but I recognize how good it looks. I also recognize how good this one looks. I personally like how simple her outfit looks. How just casual. But I think this might be the best looking outfit. If I do that, I'll have enough. Or wait, no. I can spend 99 cents. Yeah, I still have $10 in my wallet. Because that'll get me the 60 plus the bonus 60. Oh, no. Basic math. Ugh.
Well done, you two. Right on time.
Any
The
developments?
day after we infiltrated the storage facility, the Dark Financier's two lackeys, Corday and Dodamani, started moving the goods. See that ship? It's the one Dodamani
Sumeru.
dispatched to transport the goods. It operates under the guise of a joint passenger and freight vessel.
Whoa! That's one huge boat! Paimon can see all the goods piled up on the pier. Seems like it's transporting quite a few passengers to Lumidus Harbor as well.
What if those aren't the real goods, though? Should we investigate them just in
Thinking
case?
2 steps ahead? If Corday and Dodamani think the authorities are onto them, it's possible the goods they're sending to but we need to be careful. Several members of the crew have confessed that a veteran treasure hoarder known as Scamface is involved with the Dark
Scam
Financier.
face?
As an escaped convict, Scamface is a master of staying hidden. I'll circle the area to draw Scam. Remember to keep a low profile.
Understood.
Yeah! And Paimon will do her best to float closer to the ground.
All set? All right, we'll meet.
Beginning my investigation. The suspicious ship is moored near the wharf. Once you sweep the area, capture all evidence, and you investigate the cargo on the pier. Scan the ships, match the image in the intel. Right here, right? Found a mark. So look around for things. The boat, right? All right. Oh, there you go. Cute.
Okay, so no fakes. These people are definitely anxious to get their goods to Fontaine Hollow. But did you see the strange markings on some?
Good work. As for the auction, Officer Edler was able to gather some useful intel too. We're almost certain their target is the auction taking place at the Hotel de Boer in 2 days.
That's why.
The markings you managed to capture were applied with a special kind of paint. Almost impossible to notice without some kind of specialized tech, like the forensic imaging device. I think we're looking at a treasure hoarder insignia. Each big shot in the organization has their own, almost like a personal signature. And considering what we know about the case, I'd wager this is
treasure hoarding
Scamface's
insignia.
handiwork.
Sorry, hold on one second. He's labeling the goods. What message is he
Based on
trying
the
to
port
send?
manifest, it looks like the marked goods include fertilizer from Sumeru, local fireworks, soap, and
So, nothing special.
fertilizer, soap, and perfume. Might be risky, but I'm gonna
Trying to
investigate
make a
on
homemade
board
bomb.
and hitch a ride to Fontaine while I'm at it.
Yeah, we've made it this far. We'll come with
Yeah,
you.
let's see the.
Well, you've proved yourself so far, so make sure you're prepared.
Heading to Luminous Harbor.
Excuse me, passengers. Due to limited space in the cargo hold, we've been forced to store some of the
Ah, please, no need to apologize for your success in business. I just hope it rubs off on the rest of us.
Order.
It looks like all the goods marked with Scamface's insignia have Corday listed as the shipper. Dodamani is in the cargo hold, likely making sure all the goods are in place for...
Are they inspecting something?
Here, take this cipher. It should help you figure out that this is the plan.
I mean, we
While
are
I distract
not in a
Corday
big
and
open
Dodamani,
area. They have to
you
see
two
us.
investigate the goods marked with Scamface's insignia. By all means.
Huh? Wait! You're just.
Oh, excuse me, gentlemen, but have we... You're Mr. Corday, a famous antique collector in the Quartier Lyonnais, correct? I believe the three of us have had the pleasure of meeting once before. At Jiuguan Tea House in Yilong Wharf, if I'm not mistaken.
Huh? You...
Ah, the Dice Master of Yenshang Tea House. It's a pleasure, Miss Yelan.
Oh, so you've heard of me too?
Yes, I had an absolutely delectable cup of tea there once. One can hardly leave Yenshang Tea House without hearing about your legendary dice skills. I suppose something keeps bringing us together. A shared love of tea, perhaps?
Yes, that must be it. Well, looks like we ran into each other at the perfect... Someplace I could find an exquisite tea set, perhaps. Like a fine art exhibition, or an
Okay.
auction.
You...
Ah, does this gentleman have an interest in tea sets as well?
Of course. It's a pleasure to meet you, Miss Yelan.
Changes his voice.
I'm also heading to Fontaine for travel.
I'm
Corday's
also headed there for
invitation, you
travel.
see.
Yep. Yelan is actually talking to them.
He's giving us an
Alright,
opening.
Then let's go somewhere out of their line of sight so we can start investigating those What's with the and there's a strange note.
But I
But
now need to use the cipher.
Paimon can't read. Yelan really thinks of everything, huh? But, you know how to use this thing.
A formula made by mixing substances, not very complicated. By mixing the three main ingredients in the prescribed proportion in the following order, the desensitization efforts is significantly reduced, allowing small fireworks to function as detonators. They're making bombs. Install them at the locations, then use the timer to control the explosions. So the ship's hull may be destroyed in open waters. Sink their goods so they can't take part in the auction. Damn. Evacuate your own, then pour your heart out to how you miraculously survived. Wait out the heat for 6 months, then move to finish this matter. You need to bury the 15 million more the boss promised at the 7th sentry post.
Well, what does it say?
If I'm right, they're planning to dispose of the goods by blowing up the ship.
Blowing up the ship? Are they nuts? Paimon thought this was about getting the authorities off their tails.
Scamface needs to
Drawing
protect the
even more
person.
attention.
Cutting off all
Okay,
yeah.
Yelan was. There are innocent people.
Paimon, take it down a notch. We're fine. Focus on dismantling the bomb. All right. The bomb on the bow is taken care of. Just to reduce harbor. They put bombs on the roof? By referring to the cipher provided, where the bombs have been placed. Yeah. Makes sense.
All right, that's all the bombs on the deck. What about
Already taken care of. Good work, you two. You stayed.
Yelan? Wait a sec. We're at Corday and Dodamani.
Recovering from the shock, I would imagine. Suddenly finding out that you're being targeted by a dangerous individual.
Indeed. To think such evil exists in this world.
Yeah.
I can scarcely imagine what I did to offend this fellow. Resorting.
Well, no need to fear. I'll alert the Maison Gardiennage at once. Your cargo will also need to be handed over to the authorities for inspection, Mr. Corday, just to eliminate any remaining. So, if I may,
So basically,
where are your
she
goods heading?
is
Mr.
pretending they're
Corday?
innocent.
To the Hotel de Boer.
Then rest assured, the Maison Gardiennage is full of diligent and responsible
Our
Wasn't supposed to go
sincerest
there.
Thanks.
All right. Yelan, you tell Yelan about the note.
Oh, you scared the life out of Paimon, Yelan. Going right up to the.
It's not a question of if, Paimon. I'm sure they caught on.
Yeah,
But
they
in
had
the
no
interest
choice but to
now,
play
we
along.
can be sure the Dark Financier is getting desperate. The stint on the ship? That was him trying to cut his loss. He needs to get rid of anything that could be traced back to him. So, you blow up the ship. You send the goods meant for the auction straight to the last thing he wanted was for the goods to make it to the auction. But now we've ensured that they will. He could choose not to send one of his agents to the auction, and let his goods go to an unsuspecting buyer. It would only be a matter of time before the buyer realized the valuation was off and reported it to the authorities. As the seller, at best, the Dark Financier has to find a new kind of money laundering scheme. At worst, he loses one of his last reliable agents in Fontaine.
If he does decide to continue with the auction, that also works in our favor, because
Exactly.
then we could track him
Our
down through
trail
that.
of evidence remains intact.
Okay,
Don't worry. I'm sure we're in the home stretch. And taking it, Officer Edler already has an informant stationed at the scene. I'll meet you at the hotel.
Now, I would love to finish that, but unfortunately... Oh, is the outfit that Yelan's wearing gonna be her outfit for the auction?
Take it easy.
let's fly.
Alright, I mean, that gets me, what, 200 primos. And then tomorrow we can come back and finish this during our... playthrough of other areas. Man.
Take me up!
Man. I'm really glad, even though the summer event is done tomorrow, I'm really glad this area is sticking around. It's just such a cool vibe. And I'm really wondering, maybe tomorrow after we finish Yelan's story, we'll walk around and see. Like, I'm betting all of this stuff will be gone. All the competitive painting. I bet this will stay. All this stuff, the story with her and the painter, will probably stick around.
But they're not exactly what I'd call
This guy is the... is he the... I think that was a lot of the, you turned in all the event reward badges there, right? So I'm sure this will stay. These 4 quests are going to be part of the greater story now. But I'm wondering what the rewards will be. Like, will this reward still be available? I'm sure these 2 will be gone. And I'm assuming that these 4 will be gone. Yeah. But I'm assuming everything else will stick around. All right. Alright. I think I'm going to call Genshin for here. We played it for a little over an hour. I'm going to move on to another game. I'm going to take a quick bio break, though. So I'm going to end this recording here, but I'm going to stick around. And we'll be back with the rest of
I'd
Genshin
have
and a
lost
little more
myself
playing
long ago
tomorrow.
if I allowed myself to be led by the whispers of the abyss.
We will finish Yelan's little quest.